Adeshimamba medase say we do a video na original TV me did akosi asabia asumeni the hot seat day and our near guswa share Sunday 23rd April 2023. I mean the rates are here and connect you are just praise whatever na you see any so no you bet me I the rates say you can't do whatever you want to do ni perseverance that you encourage yourself. Now you hope say everything you aspire to do no you'll be able to do it. We did akosia asabia asumene what team I mean a very formidable team and I abomachi to mama did you made way bro and a hot seat yeah come on your sema if you say enche bia 2024 enche na man your sema no ashate and I say ashase ankasa just say political parties do ye omo internal elections near kokon enunti no ya adwene say ye most of the candidates no beba na woni omo wa hu omo candidate aspirant hopefuls na wa hu omo no wetimi make informed decision as to wana and our person or presidential candidate and as a parliamentary candidate at the various constituency. Obeka na asem say fear ba na yedi me dey okasa dey National Democratic Congress NDC for enche kra na omo internal elections on be elected omo parliamentary candidates and omo presidential candidates no na che say omo the 2024 election no chicha na omo the echiche so 13th May and omo elections no ye den eba so na papa kwa we ni say opese oginemu Emma timemufo a what Tema West abatwa empeswa so ono nene menenu edi nkita ho no obika na asem na oye lecture te se wako school wanya ne PhD na e wo sikasem ho enti wo ka sikasem ho dia odima akotene na me kwana menim so opese okọ politics because emra na IMF sense mba na metise na okasa efa ho na sese ye ne aya enti na ye ko ne ebetimi aya ebetimi kra agrant ye sika ye je edi efi IMF no ho ntana no yene ne bedi nkita ho afa ho but mainly no ye ko ne constituency opese NDC for ede ne ko gina se oye parliamentary candidate ede emomo Tema West there unim se ora Carlos Ahenkra and ye MP wo ho a otewe na the last election ye 2020 election no oni ora Raphael Kwesi Sapon to for ono no NDC candidate ono so ene no esi na omu wie no na ora Carlos Ahenkra wenya 46,707 and na ora Raphael Kwesi Sapon so enya 44,171 votes and on so nya it to me say difference no nshadanye kase bia sa na sabapa na me ne ukase ene ono so koye ora wafaya no ono so ekogina se MPP NDC for no ento ne so aba no nsan enkogina mu it apart from ono no ye were 5 other aspirants and then me guest no ka ho ntina se ho no Tema West no NDC for aspirant no 6 omo ehwese party for na say delegates na what Tema West no beto omumu bia so aba no makogina no odi face onipa ko a MPP for de beba say ye ora Carlos Ahenkra na say any other candidate MPP for no de beba enti Tema West sit no obi beka say very dicey e sheda ni say majority vote no come away and I say komaya na vote ni sheda enye kese bia enti na no me guess Dr. Nene Adams Asafotei ono Economist na mene wokan no enka no ye senior adjunct lecturer edema UPSA graduate school and son and de we need to so call fully amanyosem ogina NDC for anema or person NDC for to ne swaba na ombeye candidate edema Tema West for ono me guess na mene no edin kita ho ewo the hot seat. Good afternoon mpacho what to say na ade na person ujai lecture halls na oko parliament school for nyede.
Oh, Akosia. First, Michia uti for nyina.
Right, omo da wase.
And Michia Tema West for nyina. Tema West all the various wards. You know, Kaiser, Halkro, Jatabu, Kasajan, Lashibi, Sakumono, Wolei.
Lashibi ni Sakumono nyina acha Tema West ase. Oh, okay.
Kwakodru, Ajekojo, Sun City area ho nyina. Michia wo nyina. I also greet some key groups our more constituency they have been very formidable. War NDC Tema West, Ejumediemu, Ladies for Change, they have been very formidable. Then also your Vibrant Ladies and all of that. But I dear me personally can say, first of all, I think say the academia omunim bibifi senya say yen ye ade ebeye ye yen ye ade ebeye then ebeye ye any policy initiation, policy formulation, going through the process and making sure say bibia beye kama ye the begumanu most of the time, and even including people omo private sector ankudan for omo ye omo adwuma ni nyama omo ye omo adwen say oh me enemy business, me enemy family,
me politics
no. We have done ourselves a great disservice.
Oh really?
And there I will take the opportunity to encourage people. People are more good heart for this country to come out fully and join the process for us to change this country. In fact, because I get sometimes saddened, say me who senior economy how we have allowed Nanado and Bawumia to run down this economy. It's sad. And all of that, coupled with the fact, say, Tema West, a constituency based on my assessment, analysis, and review of the geography, the geographical, the topography, the population combination, and all of those things in the constituency, and hear me say, NDC say to me,
right. Next time, what's me alpha?
Exactly.
Okay.
But it requires a lot of work. Aside we have started immediately after the 2020 general elections.
Okay. So you better dive much more into the Tema West constituency, the dynamics there, and what you think say you are bringing on board into the delegates, should consider you, among the six now or more economic. But my question again is, why are you deserting the lecture hall and going to Parliament?
No, the moment you are within the academic circles, say what's your dear could do PhD level, who bought whom buying say, we even go to the postdoctoral level and prepare yourself for, greater things. It is a requirement. It is not a written requirement, but it's a requirement for you to also be in a classroom, one, to impact people, to build a certain, a group of network, a group of people that you would want to groom and build up based on the little that you have achieved. And the best place I bet to be is in the classroom.
In the classroom, right.
And that is why. So you cannot desert it totally. I'm an adjunct. That means that you are a part-time or, something like that, lecturer over there. And that is just to add to what you do.
Okay.
I think the Biayedruno.
We need some of you.
We need to really
to be in the forefront of our politics.
Honestly.
Sir.
Yes.
So our politicians have failed us, Anna. Our core politicians.
Running a government comes this way, that when a group of people come and they manage to move the country into a certain level, when you come, it is your responsibility to also move it to the next level.
I know I'm a trainer, Bremokakra.
As I say, once we move country from that level into another level. Now, so I have observed, say, a lot of the time we take one step forward and two steps backwards. And it doesn't help our cause.
Okay.
It makes our system, quite unfriendly. Now, when we say we are desperate. Right now, unemployment it's a serious problem.
Right.
And I even say underemployment is even more of a problem than unemployment. Underemployment in the sense onipanu or ejuma or koba every day he picks transportation, goes to work and come. The little reward that it doesn't get anywhere.
Right.
And so you are working, going and coming. But 5 years, 10 years, you can't buy a plot of land. You can't start even building. You can't buy
what you need, basic needs.
Basic things.
Right. So I've heard some people saying, or some opinion leaders saying, say, why I'm a lecturer there, and maybe because some of the skills now, the Ghanaian students or the Ghanaian graduates, or acquire from the classroom, it doesn't meet the job market. Into much your books, Nisa, do practicals, so we find ourselves wanting.
You know, as I say, sometimes people say things that are more doing say your more canon. But you see, one thing about education is that it opens your mind up so that you can be critical in your thinking. Say who call school, who call baby, who call school, who call say something like say agriculture, or you did home economics. But you are into journalism, you are into the media. So it does not really mean, say, if you are educated in a particular field, you have to be limited to that field. In fact, I can tell you that the very good people who perform in certain areas of industry are things like archaeology, sociology, classical civilization, philosophy, and those things. Because they come, even though that is not their field. Maybe you can see a classical civilization, classics student, or oil banking. But he has a certain level of alacrity, thinking, deep thinking process, and they reason well and they're moving. What I'm rather concerned about is we are bringing up a group of, or if you call it a generation now, the social media age. If you are doing research, you don't go deep. Probably you go to Google, pick some, PDF documents, then you put it together and say you've done a project, a research. That is rather more of a problem than training for industry. I am not saying, we should not target industry. That is not what I'm saying. So, for instance,
but per what you are saying, we go to Google, we take PDF documents and then we come and bring it to you, the lecturer, to mark. But more also, you award us after school. The same thing we do, the same research we do, more award. So to us, we've done what we're supposed to do.
Yes, you've done what you're supposed to do, and it is also our duty to do what we have to do. So as a lecturer, you direct your students. And now, achieve a certain standard within the level that you are, lecturing or teaching them. And that is the part that you can play. Producing quality materials, research work is the job of the student. It is actually a give and take situation. You can push for what you desire for the student, but the student also has to,
put in more effort.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. So we will go into Tema West proper. We'll do. You say how our constituents no edimu. Ebi awon say mumu say no mu ko school a mu kwa brochire ko school a pe mu we apana mu bana mo dem. I mean, you impose yourself on us. As in the constituents or the dedicate say yentuma maybe one sika kakra wo mu ntinu mu nim say mu use sika kakra betimi ayeden, you get the upper hand. It will delve into how well and a grassroots, I mean the delegates anymore what Tema is constituents, Tema West, and there were chances and what you are bringing on board for the change totality. But before that, I am meant me new as an economist now. I'll not ask you this because I'll be a bit disservice to our viewer. Once IMF, engagement I started, we were told that the money I can March amba. And April more, the minister have assured us They are almost done. I mean, last Sunday, I listened to the Minister of Information, Kojo Oponkuma, in one of the stations from New York headquarters, IMF headquarters, all catch and say, pay what is on the ground, you know. As a kaka crabby, now what we expect, you know, it's me then. The IMF boss also have been considerating in her words, you know, about Ghana, your economy, your debt system. Not just say whatever they are saying, you know, the money, you know, sure it will come. But as an economist, do you think, say, your engagement with IMF, you know, this time around, you know, a delay, kakra, a delay, what's the cause of it?
Well, when we had the staff level
Engagement
agreement,
yes,
that is approval at the staff level, Moko Okrum, they went to town and celebrating. And Amika said, staff level.
Who went to town to celebrate?
The MPP, the finance ministry, and all of that. That, oh, we've gotten approval, we have to do this, we have to do that, and we are good to go. But you see, if you look at the conditionalities, the requirement that we need to meet in order for us to be able to move to the next level, they are a little bit tight. It requires a lot of trimming down. Say, as I say, a government machinery, no, and a host of things. Of course, indeed, I have discussed extensively the debt exchange program, the budget itself, so that at least at the end of the day, we'll be able to meet the sustainability level requirement. Loan. But from where I sit, and I've said that several times, we have failed on that. We manage some form of domestic debt exchange. Right. And even before that, I said that even if, say, your bomodin say you achieve 85%, 90% of domestic debt exchange, that can never be enough. So that can never be enough. It means that external debt also has to come in, and then reduction in government size will also have to come in. And Amika said, the budget as was presented was extremely, totally silent on trimming down the size of government. Very good. Until where we are now, and yes, say, we have met the standard. It's like maybe you have a student and you really wouldn't want to feel the student, you know. Yes. You just want the student to pass through. For you, will the B be a pass through or a C or a C plus? Until you let that student pass through, and it happens everywhere, especially if you think that that student has done well in terms of attendance and all of that, and even comportment.
So are you saying that I am for no more?
I am saying, sir.
What analogy you are giving me there? That just say.
You see,
in reality, no. In reality, they are not supposed to approve our loan.
We are nowhere near the sustainability levels. Okay. Well, because we need to be around between 65 to, when we say sustainability, just say would debt, as a percentage of your GDP, as I say, and what percentage be? Right. And only debt sustainability, and which say who was that level of data. And now your revenue comes in, you'll be able to pay your debt. Countries have different levels of debt sustainability, especially for young emerging economies and our third world. We kind of like go slow on using of those or middle income countries. Our debt levels, debt to GDP levels, hover between 65 and 70. That's the top range. Anything beyond that, it means you will not be able to pay your debts as they fall due. And by the time we're going into this debt exchange program, our debt to GDP were around 103, 105%. If you take the domestic component, and map it at around 85% success. That means that our debt to GDP, the last time I saw some figures, around 90-something%, way beyond the threshold.
So why is the IMF? I don't ask the IMF no more raising your hopes high. So even if our minister or our government is not forthcoming with this information, per what I heard, the boss of IMF's, I mean, Nikasa Okaye, and what the finance minister said and what the minister of information said, and as the three of them are in agreement of everything they are saying. But what you are saying, you know, say just say any quite IMF on the approve.
I am not saying say new quite because
we don't qualify.
We are not qualified based on what we have done so far.
Right.
That exchange so far, no, we are not qualified to meet the threshold. And I'm saying, say, even if the debt exchange very successful, both domestic, there were Krumha, and there were Amanoni.
Right.
If we are successful on all of that, you know that even the visit to China, right? Then did not almost country. What exactly have they told us? Say, you call China, China for say, your debt of is it 1.6 something billion? Okay, they are our biggest debt holders.
Yes.
You transfer from this to that or this, and I say, you Baba G Moyi. No, so
they I mean, your external debt, you know, before you can qualify to get the IMF loan, you know. I say your external debt has no it's me right?
Yes.
So country and say you're taking half of your debt away or that, but I mean the engagement, you know, but what they've told us, the engagement is encouraging.
Fine. We don't expect them to come and tell us that they feed the rock. Okay. Now, so as I can say, even with these ones, say 85%, 90% success rate in the debt exchange program. As I say, here government size, government, you know, Office of Government Machinery Expenditure as a percentage of revenue. Say revenue ahina. Right. How much of that do we use to run government? These are the things that we are talking about. Right. In Jesus say, you know, if we are using, you see, say, how much? 70%.
For government machinery.
How much is left? Until we have to go in and say that, look, we are reducing size of government. There was a situation that we are running the government with, you know, the country with over 100 and something ministers. Right. There were state enterprises. I was first managing director, maybe second managing director, first deputy, second deputy, third deputy. I mean, we have stocked all the state enterprises with so many, you know.
So you think some merging be more?
Some merging. I have released an economic transformation, you know, policy document that states specifically, step by step. But that has to be bought in by whoever is in the seat. You cannot make
so apart from cutting down the revenue I use for government machinery, you know, what other things do we need to do?
And so when we are able to do that, okay, then we inject efficiency. You better make sure say if we say we are spending 10 cedis on something, we will spend it and even benefit more than 10 cedis on that thing. Efficiency comes in. And then at the end of the day, put together, if, say, we manage to bring, you know, government machinery down by about 30%, right, you know, net, it means we are going to save some money. Then at the end of the year, no, how do we call it, deficit, you know, reduce it. But send a year running, no, by end of the year, our deficit will still be up. That means, say, government is not fully committed to turning situations around. That is what I think. Right. And I'm saying, that is not good for business. That is not good for middle class. That is not good even for the ordinary people. So
I mean, very candidly, remove your political hats or political spectacles.
Very well.
Do you think, we will get the IMF loan as a professional economist?
It may come. It may come. what I also saw.
So it's May.
It's May, but it has delayed. You know, yeah, we have never had any engagement with IMF, ECOSA, without us really knowing, except that they are coming to give us assurances. We've gone beyond levels of assurance. We need concrete, you know, if you call it moves or steps, or we have done this. If today they come out to say approval has been given from Washington, so 3 billion, this is how disbursement is going to be over this period. Right. That way, no, you say, okay, because principally, the money is to enable us, debt is maturing now, then at least that gives us some level of comfort. And whether the facility comes or not, we have to go into government and do the needful. Right. So I mean, according to you, it may delay. It has delayed essentially. No, we know. I'm saying that speaking from this headquarters meeting they had 3 days ago, some few days ago, no. A best delay. Well, it hasn't come. Because, yes, it hasn't come. The March date on my MI. But I'm saying, so for instance, from where you sit. So let's look at it this way. Say, Omoba, they will probably come and do review again. Say, okay, we are coming to do final review. I'm not sure if they were going to do that. So that they will see our key performance indicators, the sustainability indicators. Where are we on this? We say, and all of that. So Omoba, say, cumulatively, we are around, let's say, 90%, thereabouts, high brackets of 80, down to 90. Is that what will make us assess the fund? Right. The answer is no. And so if we are on that range and they've gone ahead to do so, fair enough. But at what point, if right now, by the time we are done with our, debt exchange, around 70%, it's a deal. We will get it. But as near Cornelia, we are sure say you bet me to say 70% as an economist, not as a politician. No. Not as a politician. We are talking. Not as an NDC politician. We are talking real facts now. This way and your propaganda, and yes, say we are NDC and I say we are MPP. It is figures matter. Right. Our debt levels, number one, are not sustainable. Is that one propaganda? No. That debt exchange, we have not been that successful domestically. Foreign, we have no news yet. Yes. Is that one propaganda? No. That currently our debt to GDP ratios is not within the sustainability levels. And therefore, we will not be able to work, chest out, say, say, now we've done what you want us to do. Give us the money. Is that propaganda? No. The facts are there. The facts are there. You can't play politics with figures. Figures, right. Okay. And that is the basis upon which so my point is, at an IMF office, so are also, as they are also giving us high hopes, so they will give us the money. I am saying, sir, you take it like respectfully. Well, you've sent your, let's say, aging family person to hospital, and situation is so bad. But the doctors to tell say, if you couldn't say, the baby I will call all right, break na yabra. Who could say the hot seat our original TV and then I mean NDC internal elections, candidates for now. Approve more from vetting so munkojina na delegate for ento mo so no muntimi yomo engineer constituency ahodro na yet Ghana for nyina ntimi ento mo so aba no mo no mo edi enkita ho ba ko ewo mu a Tema West about one person so candidate hopeful there be or your NDC aspirant or no Dr. Nene Adams Asafotei or no yenye ne do edin kitaba no economist why the PhD was kasam ntimi nya na me ntimi fa ne nko Tema West straight na se ye hwe IMF for ne omo issues aba ne say loan yi beba e ma ye da be na beba ne omo ya ne assurance, but after assurance no what next? It's a break your bar. Me the Tema West. Nipa send enim no Tema West.
then na why Tema West SSA yeto NDC for dedicate no de ema no na omo farmer obi fufu ye ntwa ye hono embra sese a Mida sese wa twen na yakọ aba oguso ahwe the hot seat ewo original TV say fey na wo do TV na to ha na me guess Dr. Nene Adams Asafotei ono na ye MPP NDC Parliamentary candidate aspirant ewo Tema West abato empeswa so okan other 5 aspirants ye hwe nim say 13th May NDC delegates no ebeto omoso aba na etime hu onipa obetimi abegyinemu ediama NDC for no na you see 2020 election so na me di ye share program na se me de to no papa ba ko a ogyinemu ma NDC a one ora Carlos ahenkra ekogyinemu a when we need the but the numbers are very encouraging. Ora Carlos ahenkra enya 46,707 votes and ono enya 44,171 votes. Na enya bad at all. Ono so eka delegates no ho na adenti na other aspirants no ejidi say papa no kwa ontimi enwini nti no omo necessary yedi omo ko nti no one of the aspirants Dr. Nene Adams Asafotei ewa ha ye no edin kwa dog young politics nti Tema West
very well.
How well Tema West for them, especially your NDC people?
Very well, thank you very much. As a matter of fact, me Tema West na me wo. I have my little things, business, few assets in Tema West. I think that even the generality of the Tema West population, name me saying my delegates. That is my observation.
Right.
Because from the time of Chairman Ampofo, when he was the candidate, that was when I had a little bit of hope that we have featured a candidate Afa seat Namaye.
Right.
Because the seat has eluded us for well over 28 years, since 1996.
Right.
And I always go back, if you remember, 1992, the National Democratic Congress, not only the only political party called Parliament, until we had it like that. From 96, it has eluded us till now. But by the time Chairman came in, Chairman Samuel Ofosu-Ampofo, who became our national chairman, I had hope that we're going to do that. And normally we work behind the scenes to make sure that it happened. But, there were a few things that, discuss and at the end of the day, from around, imagine Chairman closed the gap, by around 945. So the difference was around 945.
900. Now I said 5,000. No, I said more lose some votes to the MPP.
Inti, that should have been a continuum, but some things happened, and other candidates came in. They stretched it back to, 15,000.
What things happened?
Well, still, let's progress, because you see, there's a lot of treatment that Tema West is undergoing. So we'll be talking about those things. And then, so if you came to mess it up to 15,000, it's just the case that you should, remain there and work with us for us to get where we need to get to.
Who messed it up?
By 2020 elections, we had a candidate.
Please work with me here.
No, you see,
we've had a very interesting conversation.
Yes.
So please work with me still. We are still working together.
No.
So who messed it up? That's what I want.
I'm saying that you can go into the history of people that we featured as candidates since 1996. It's there. You can check. I wouldn't want to be mentioning names.
Right.
but I am talking about things that I know, that I've seen, that have information on. So there's no need to mention names.
Right.
So by 2020, we had a candidate in the person of who you know, Ralph in there, and we worked really hard. We worked really hard to.
Were you involved in the activity?
I was fully involved. In fact, I was, and I'm still, if I should say so, the finance committee chairman for the constituency.
Oh, I see.
It was the only time in the history of Tema West Ayanya finance committee, even up to regional level, they've been so successful, mobilizing resources to, support the campaign process. Well, so we were fully involved and also trying to work on issues between and amongst, key individuals to make sure that we have a certain form of harmony, prosecute, the elections. And then COVID came in, all the support and all of that. Well, until we've got really involved. My point is that after elections, for instance, elections, of course, we were supposed, as is required, to continue to remain and make sure, say, we work with the people, with the delegates, with the executives to ensure that we have total rebranding, reorganization, transformation of the party structure within Tema West.
By NC.
We have done quite a lot of that, but I'm saying, say, the key players, they should take active part. They have not shown face.
So,
no
the key players, and now Rafael,
I will really
not mention
resist the temptation to mention any names. Well, that is up to Akos. Now, all that I'm saying is,
the former candidate.
Yes, and I'm saying,
so
there
are key people coming together to take certain decisions for the betterment of the party now.
Well, I don't know, and I wouldn't say that he was part of the process or not. But what I'm saying is, sometimes the people who are even in the helms of affairs are not the people who play the biggest role. The supporting party or any political setup and I say constituency. But what we have done in Tema West is we have really worked hard immediately after 2020 elections, with regards to systems reformation.
So you are 6 candidates, including the former candidates. Together, aspirant here. It's what makes you stand out?
Okay, so the point is this. Say, we've not won Tema West before.
Yes.
Tema West, we have never, gotten it before, and it is pretty clear, say, we failed in featuring candidate albert me I win seat na maye na semikasa na at all times I make exceptions to our
former chairman Adentia because also obvious also to me have seat na mamo.
He couldn't win, but the strength, the energy, the experience, the tenacity that he came to the seat with was unmatched. Okay? I, however, also said that there were some other issues that, looking at the time frame that he had to campaign into the elections, he was unable to attend to those things, such as resolving minor conflicts, making sure that we have a unified front. And as ADN is very, very important. By now, fast forward to after 2020 and now, we have done a lot of that.
So there is unity among yourselves. Tema West.
And let me country will say all branch executives are fired up for us to work hard to win the seat. So, as I say, we should feature the right candidate. Okay. I am saying, sir, the right candidate is Asafotei.
What makes you the right candidate?
So look at this. If you have a boxer like Mike Tyson that you are going to fight, you have to feature a candidate or an opponent that can meet Mike Tyson boot for boot. Now, so why a mistake? A feature candidate be say, Kafrao, say our one and only Agbeko, for instance. Agbeko is a good fighter. Now, so on the level.
Yeah.
If you match Agbeko with Mike Tyson, I am telling you, sir, within 5 minutes, in fact, it's too much. Within the first
no, even fight promoters, I don't think that they will fix it and fight.
We are coming from a position of disadvantage. It's a constituency I am winning that. It is a constituency the opponents have built their core competencies. They have various arsenals. Are you getting me?
Right.
Aside of that, Tukrano, they are a party in power. And so you need a candidate with real stamina, with strength,
right.
with even the appeal
to the people.
To the people. And that is why the delegates have a very, very daunting task of selecting who they should vote for. Because sometimes you want to vote for familiarity. Are you getting me?
So they are who can say, the current MP no was solidifying the base. It's more here will be a bit me a matching the boot for do. And you will be a Tema phone in Mundada, Tema West phone in Mundada.
No. That doesn't mean say if they don't know you today, they should vote for you. At least you might have played your part. Okay? And I'm saying, say, looking at the lineup, okay, in all truthfulness and honesty.
You are the one.
I am the one. And I say this.
Is it because over here chairman of the financial committee in when you stuck a cranaja? Open so this can
the finance committee, as a matter of fact, you know.
Because election is Ikabekum. Someone said that.
As a matter of fact, the NDC in Tema West was a little bit bad in terms of image. Until when we had to go to town and even asking people, say, I am running elections, we're not getting anybody.
Then the man when you had a bad image, it was our constituency.
But I'm talking about rebranding, reorganization, and all of those things. And then also, no, let me tell you one thing. Political party organization is a continuum. It's a progressive process. It's a process. At each point in time, you have to assess, reassess, and move to the next level, and all of that. Okay? So reorganization, rebranding, making yourself attractive comes with times.
Right.
And therefore, it is not like, oh, let's make sure that there's a tsunami before we begin to do this and do that very well. Right. And so that one is certain. But what I'm saying is that Tema West was not attractive because Obia to me then they say, oh, you've never won it before. So when you go out to look for fans, you don't get it. In fact, as a matter of fact, the monies came from our own pockets.
No, after and when you have chance to be the parliamentary candidate, what are your major issues that you tackle?
So, as a candidate, there are two phases of issues.
Right.
You have to come with at the same time. Number one, things that you have to do to put you in proper and firm standing. They are winning elections.
Yeah.
And that is in-house. I call such activities house cleaning exercise. And now, what you have to present to the people, that is the entire Tema West constituency. For them to see, say, with these policies, Dr. Adams, Asafotei, Okitano, if we give him the nod, he can deliver. So let's go to the house cleaning exercises. I was talking about reforming, restructuring, and all of those things. Until we're talking about trying to make sure, say, we have established the party a lot more better in the constituency. It is very important, say,
some base in the strong, solidify.
Party executives from the branch level, branch executives, ward executives, constituency executives. As I say, we should work together.
Right.
And so, as a candidate, you have to lead the process, especially with the constituency executives and the ward coordinators. These are powerful blocks within any party set up. The word is, conterminous. Say it's the same as electoral areas. Every electoral area has, a group of, polling stations.
So house cleaning. Then you come to your message to the constituents proper.
Very good. And so when you do all these things, you do marketing, recruitment, and make sure, say, you're in good standing, you work with the executives and make sure, say, there's no infiltration. Because that's a major issue that we have suffered in Tema West.
Infiltration? What do you mean by infiltration?
Other political parties planting people in our midst just
causing confusion.
Exactly.
Oh, I see.
So this is an issue, and we are working on it gradually. Change cannot come in a day. It's a gradual process.
Okay.
But I can assure you, I'm a change career, I'm a change agent, and we will do that in Tema West. So the policy areas are presented to the people. It's amazing.
Give me two.
Amazing.
Convince me.
So
my family lives in Tema West.
So there is one first policy. I call it women in business. I've realized that, say, as a country or even as a constituency, say, boy, you're modern. Making sure, say, women are into business. Let's say small manufacturing, this soap making, even doing things like,
So you support them with funds.
Very good.
Okay.
So we're going to make sure that.
That's why I say you are rich.
We're going to make sure that women in Tema West receive the best treatment ever that can be talked of in the economy of Ghana. And the policy targets between 2,000 and 5,000 women. What I'm trying to say is that within the tenure of Dr. Adams Asafotei, the first time, if I'm giving the nod, I will make sure that women empowerment, women business really, really takes shape. And my, expectations, say ya bomodin you must say women are doing business, it brings stability at home. The moment obanu or ye bibi kakra or fear, petty expenses, then we the men, we can go up, go out and take bigger risk. Because we as men, we are looking for money, bigger money, to buy land, big money, to buy the nice cars, to build and nice to put the kids in good schools. So that is a package. And I've always said, sir, a win for Dr. Adams, for Adams Asafotei in Tema West, is a win for my women. No doubt about that. The second policy that I would like to talk about concerns the youth. I call it youth in B-Tech. The B-Tech is spelled B-E-I Tech. So youth in business, youth in education, and youth in information technology. Now the information technology component is talking about innovative technologies, not mere IT information, Word, PowerPoint, blah, 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 BBC. It is specialized areas in IT, such as apps development, such as, issues related to innovative technologies. I bet me bring about efficiency in certain, sectors of the economy or industry. Okay? You cite one small example like this farm app that a farmer will be on, on his or her farm and then can know that I can sell my maize in this market at this price and all of that. These are minor technologies that can bring about efficiency in the value chain. We can identify this in various areas. And even, other areas are. And I believe, sir, information technology, innovative technologies is what is going to quickly alleviate poverty, bring us out of poverty. Because when a youth, you have 3, 6 months or 12 months education in specialized, specific area in IT, and 2 or 3 of you, a partner. Before you realize you have an IT firm that is providing services to a big company. The moment you are doing that, you move to another. My vision is that I will push for Tema West to become a special economic development zone. And when that happens, we'll be able now to totally take advantage of certain things and move Tema West economy together.
Right. I believe, sir, Tema West na port ne wono.
Yes.
Okay. And I know, sir, I mean, you can't constituencies be are benefiting from the current government and more Tema West and so can be. Oh, I know. Oh, now say how about there are some faces be are completely into the Juma Baba Wanameboa.
Okay.
And I wrote, I remember the president went and the vice president went there some time ago. I think it's 2 years back, and construction of roads be I mean, what can I say? Almost pound to my wife and say almost cut sort this somewhere yeah. There's some sort of
so which
sort of
mention, just be specific.
No, around the ports. I cannot be specific because I know that around the port area, there are some constructions be a course, and that them faces of a development be a course. So in the ports, the person who say, has it had any impact on the constituent? Sitting back, one who say having impact with the constituent, and as a still. The unemployment situation they face all Ghanaians.
Idea I happen what ports is is something if you go in detail, if you zoom your lenses a little bit, I will say a pathetic.
Oh, at the port one.
Any port project, say roads around the port, within the port city you may want to be talking about. It's a road under the, port expansion program.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And I'm from Tema West. In fact, I can just draw the entire Tema West with roads and everything, even including, back routes and all of that. Into meaning Tema West.
Okay.
If you say there are roads in Tema West, we can pick our cars and go now.
Oh, no, but you cannot tell me, sir, you've not seen any.
Wait. When you come to a place like, let's say, Sakumono and parts of Community 20, of course our road networks are very bad, but there are a few areas that, has been asphalted. But go into places like Bachona, go into places like Kotobabi, go into places like Klagon. In fact, anytime I talk about Klagon, I give credit to the Klagon chief. Nikla. Nikla is somebody that tries to get, for instance, when project is ongoing, he lobbies the contractors and tries to give some 1-2 concessions, and then the contractors also do some rules within Klagon, itself for the man. He's been doing that for years, And so a lot of the road network there is by his initiative. You go to Ajekojo, I am telling you that there's no single
government funds.
There is no single.
No, but I want you to
there is no single road constructed in Ajekojo. There's no road. Everything is about self-constructed.
You cannot have all, but at least if some areas in your constituency.
But the problem that I want to talk about regarding the port is this: that we have the port city, which is Tema West.
Right.
You can add even Tema Central as well, and to, a minor extent, Tema East. So that is the port city. But we have a situation now, port, there are mostly people who probably don't live within these constituencies.
Okay.
Said they are NDC people.
Again, we come back to the skills. Do they have the skills?
These are people who have been working in the ports, like clearing agents, like forwarding agents, like HR, companies that recruit or give, staff to the stevedoring and all of those companies. So they've been doing it already. But what I want to talk about has to do with the port management system itself.
Okay.
And I've been telling my people, for instance, I was in Kasajan. I told them, these are issues that we have to resolve. I was in Jatabu Committee 3 area. I told them, say, these are serious issues. We have about 5 port management systems. The retool system, we have the landlord system, we have the private service system, and what you call the corporatized system. Currently, and this is a serious matter.
Right.
We are running the port under the port, the landlord system. Into the landlord system, it creates a certain type of monopoly for the company that is in charge. So, for instance, like this, your premises, okay? You rent it to people to work here, whether they are doing something illegal or how they are doing it, you don't know. All that you do is sit and wait for rent, and then that's all. And these people are running the economy, they are running, the port, and on daily basis, more or less, they are repatriating funds. Aside that, they tend to even, determine who works over there. And so, as a result of that, you would want to find out. No, you aside that, the people within the port city are no longer working at the port. So if you go to Tema now, it's just unbelievable. These are things that
and the digitized system and affect what you are saying, Yana.
The digitized system is just about trying that the process is seamless and paperless.
Right.
It has nothing to do with the human interface in terms of getting the real job done. For instance, no software system or system will go and pick container from the ship.
Right.
Okay? No system will put, goods on the ship. No system will open the container and, search and look at things in it. These are, areas that physical activity or human activity is required. And I'm saying, sir, if I am their candidate, delegates, I'm telling you, if I'm your candidate, I'll work with you together. And first, we win the seat for the first time for the National Democratic Congress. Secondly, we will sit and make sure that the port management system is changed because the current one is not to our advantage. It is not helping us. It is creating unemployment for the people within the port city, and it's a serious matter for us.
All right. It's ebusia for hand do besi, but answer na yebekono. Me pese Dr. Adams, Emma no final words to the delegates na oni omuchia na ehu ne ye hwe de ba kosi on the 13th of May.
Thank you very much, Akos. A great opportunity with dear mommy to talk and interact with my cherished delegates Yawo Tema West. Tema West, we have all known the difficulties you're facing with issues of unemployment. Difficulties you're facing with constituency. So say Adams Asafotei, Dr. Adams Asafotei has presented himself to you to work with you to win the seat. I believe strongly, sir, you know the job or the work that I have done, not only myself, but with you, to reform, transform, and improve, or if you like, rebrand our constituency to make us a lot more attractive. Come May 13th, we'll be voting. I'm saying that let us not sell our vote to the highest bidder. Let us make sure, sir, we vote with our conscience, with the right person in mind. And I am promising you, said the right person, Onuni Dr. Adams Asafotei.
Doctor, we wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
I was for how you do busy and your guest, Dr. Nene Adams Asafotei, or a financial economist, now or a senior adjunct lecturer or UPSA graduate school, and Sana and Jinemu say NDC parliamentary candidate aspirant the Emma Tema West for say Omonton Swaba known to me Jinemu or national election 2024 general election now for once NDC for so into me really Tema West constituency Akunya. How do you do be say that's an you best sign HBM some make catch us NDC for no and more election and ya buying into no. Me man na one and I nya worried say as ye the NDC aspirant no na eba. Say MPP for so time so will give them the opportunity. One number reach out to us and we'll give them the opportunity. And those are yes we sabe so mo so no ye the beba. Say na be ya 2024 December 7th you have informed decision as to why and I obey me every time because the most of them ever program is know to me and make it that informed decision. That's a way now share my menda cafe for us omunene my kwanya betina ha ede dwumadi no ebro cafe ewo North Ridge Metro TV premises ho enomo sawoba ha aduane bia wo pe say continental dishes say local dishes just aduane bia baby ameti space bi a opesa wo ye party birthday party Friday some ye karaoke nights wa ha say musicians no eba ha opesa ye party birthday party corporate party say boys Friday asoma brempa some nye baby te ense bia ope bia o ense bia brochirensa Ghana nsa ne nyina ewa ha uba ha nso a obehu Metro TV obehu presenters ne wa around obehu original TV presenters obehu original FM presenters for ni nyina hu omo TV so na ne uti omo radio so no obehu omo ewa ha ntino for your social gathering there always choose AH Cafe na bra hase na yemfa mo me da team ni nyina ase Mr. Ebi Mr. Watwe na Mr. Hayford ye do ma se da bia mo bo ma chi do ma me de dwumadi ebro da se na e be se hia e original TV bye bye.